So the Ironheart trailer has received a ton of backlash and dislikes from Marvel fans out there. Now, other fans in the Marvel community are arguing that the reason why Ironheart is getting so much criticism, why people don't like it already, is because of one thing and one thing only. It has to be racist. And I just don't understand why people like to revert to this right away. When you looked at even the Marvels trailer, it got more dislikes than Ironheart, and the leading cast was white. And I hate using this because that is not the reason why people don't like Ironheart. You compare Ironheart to Iron Man, you look at the struggles that Iron Man went through to build his suit. We don't see the same struggles from Ironheart. So the character development doesn't hit home for people. It doesn't resonate and it's not relatable. It's not because he's black. Look, we love Miles Morales. I love Storm. Like these are good characters that are black, right? And I don't understand why we need to reach to these levels when the reality is Marvel and Disney haven't been doing a good job since Endgame to put out good movies and good TV shows. Some have been really good, some have just been massive flops. As this person says here, I'm not that excited for Ironheart, but this is straight up insanely racist. I guess you can't dislike something anymore, which is kind of insane. And with this person here, as I said, Captain Marvel was being advertised and that film was dragged to the dirt. And they're absolutely correct. And they got a ton of hate and a ton of backlash from the fans out there. And I just don't get why people really believe it's because of one thing only. And this person says, so you don't want to watch Ironheart because it has a black woman on it. It's not true. I want to bring up a couple of things. Let's go to the Wakanda Forever and let's look at the likes and dislikes ratio. And again, a black leading cast, 1.5 million likes versus 109,000 dislikes. Is it racist or is it just a better product? I would say it's a better product. That's why people went and watched it because we know the first Black Panther was a huge success again, led by a black cast, and Black Panther did really well for Marvel. So we fast forward to 2025, they want to blame skin color for the reason why people aren't receiving Ironheart. Has nothing to do with that. These are B-list and C-list characters that people don't care much about. And we have not seen her since the Wakanda Forever movie. And you're ending phase 5 with Ironheart leading up to Fantastic Four. The timing of it isn't that great. And people have already lost interest in Marvel. And it continues to go downhill by the box office numbers and the lack of interest. It's very mundane right now with Marvel Studios and I don't know where they go from here. Let's also check out another thing called Sinners. Again, this was the same director who's running this project for Ryan Coogler for Sinners and Ironheart. The likes and dislikes, and this was a massive success in the box office. Again, Michael B. Jordan, who's black, 159,000 likes versus 5.6 thousand or 5,600 dislikes. So as you can see here, it's not a race issue. It's just the product that they're putting out. You don't have to like that. Those are just the facts. And, we can cry wolf all day long, but the reality is if the character isn't interesting to people, they're just not going to watch it. Right. Right now, it's just at 449,000 dislikes to compare to 204,000 likes. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't think it's going to be anything good, but when you're trying to hype up a character, she's saying, it's I want to build something iconic. I'm a genius. And you haven't really shown any struggle or any type of development where she had to go to some adversity. People aren't going to buy into that. And we've seen what's going on with previous projects. We saw in the Marvels. Let's pull it up. Actually, I want to see what the likes and dislikes were in that trailer. But yeah, if we saw with this movie, again, likes and dislikes not that far apart. We got a little bit more likes and dislikes, but it didn't, do too well for Disney. As you see here, 567,000 dislikes. Got a lot of likes as well, but again, like it's not about the skin color. It's just not. A lot of it just comes down to the fact they're not putting out good content anymore. They're forcing things down people's throats. Say, hey, just accept these characters and forget about the rest. Even in the comics, like Riri Williams wasn't really received well from comic book fans. So again, we can go back and forth all day long about, oh, it's because of skin color. No, like I love Storm in X-Men. She's black. If they changed her character to white, I'd be infuriated. Like that would be insane to me. Same thing with Miles Morales. If they, race swapped him, that'd be dumb. Now I'm not saying Ironheart isn't an interesting character, but I think if they took their time developing, like if they showed her in a cave like Iron Man, where she was struggling, where she had to go through some adversity, that would be interesting to me. because now I get to see somebody go from adversity to triumph. And it's like, wow, that was really cool. But they didn't do that. She stole the tech. She was getting an internship, with Black Panther, which I thought was cool, Wakanda Forever. But at the same time, there's not a ton of struggle. We don't know, a lot of her background story, and nobody's going to really care. So that's what happens when you are trying to force feed somebody. And then on top of that, the OG character is Iron Man. You have to live up to those expectations. That's not a good idea. I still believe that when it comes to Marvel right now, they should have taken a long break, should have made standalone projects like the X-Men 97 TV show. I thought that was really good because it was not attached to the Marvel stuff they put out. We're doing the multiverse. We're trying to reach this crescendo where we build a story, we hype it up, reach that breaking point, and then we redo it all over again. Problem is, right now, a lot of people don't care, and it's really sad. Again, like, people can blame racism all day long, but just look at the characters, look at the storyline, look how things are being developed, and people are allowed to have their opinions, and folks just don't like Ironheart. It's just really that simple. We'll see how it turns out, and we'll see how the characters develop. Maybe they will have a backstory in the TV show. I'd be surprised if they didn't. But again, it's just a character that folks don't really, they're not invested in. And it's nobody's fault. It's just how it goes in marketing. Like, if we look at the big characters in Marvel, it's Spider-Man, Wolverine, the Hulk. You also look at, I'm trying to think of others. I'm missing a few right now, obviously. Captain America, Iron Man. These characters have more influence than other ones in the Marvel universe. This is how it goes. Doesn't mean that nobody don't care about other Marvel characters. It's just not as interesting to them. Don't forget about Storm, of course. Oh yeah, Marvel, Miss Marvel. These are other characters that they've got influence, and Marvel again is more geared towards boys. It's a boy brand, and you're pushing out all this female. And again, I don't mind it if they have good backstories and they tell they develop their characters. But if they just skip past all that and they get the title, it's like, where's the connection there? So that's where the fans are losing interest, in my opinion. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear thoughts about how people are feeling about the trailer, trying to blame racism for why people are disliking this TV show Ironheart. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.